A general misunderstanding, which I encounter quite often, is that people think that you can always see when a horse is stressed, so that it's kind of obvious. For sure, there are situations where it's very obvious when horses are stressed, like stereotypical trailer loading. You can see when your horse is stressed, when it doesn't want to go. Or a horse which jumps to the side because, I don't know, something flew out of the bush, something. But there's far more stress signs which horses show us, which are more subtle, which very often we do not easily recognize as stress. And for those horses who have more like subtle expressions in expressing when they feel stressed, it's very important that we see those signs actually, because we all know short-term stress kind of makes sense, but long-term stress can really lead to, does really like impair our all over well-being and has a negative effect on our health as well on long term. So what are such signs? One of the signs is, for example, that horses stop blinking when their stress levels rise, so the eyes are blinking less. It might be that there's just a slight change of the position of their ears, or you have a kind of altered breathing pattern. It might be like shorter, it might be that the nostrils move less or change form. So do we really recognize these signs of our horses? That's something to pay attention to really look at how does my individual horse express their slightest, the first signs, the subtle signs of stress. And there's even another category of signs of stress which very often is not at all recognized as such. And that might be, for example, while riding, how your horse is defecating. So if your horse needs to stop like 5 times and just lets out a little bit of poo, that might be really a sign of stress because it's an altered bowel movement it has. And often people just say like, oh yeah, he or she is like that. They always do it that way. Yeah, maybe they're always stressed because when they are in their paddock or on the pasture, they are not doing that in the same way. So actually it is important to really recognize how my individual horse might show its stress, the signs which are like maybe which I'm not seeing or which I'm ignoring or misinterpreting, because long-term stress really leads to problems, and it makes a very huge difference for our relationship with our horses if we can recognize those signs or not, and not only the big jumpy horse is stressed. Sometimes the very, very calm ones are very stressed as well.